Again, that hero pool, they gotta work it out. Wolf, is this enough time? Is day 2 enough for them to step up the Twisted Minds?
Oh, it has to be enough. And what I really want to see from both teams, in fact, you can even say that Twisted Minds, because they have been just playing like how they were playing from the previous season. Maybe that's also the problem why Twisted Minds with Lansu, MP the King, Sean, Kaloy, and Owl, they have not been that successful because they're playing as if it was still season 16. It was still their rookie season. They have to bring something different now. They have to see something different from MP the King, for example.
Something different, you know, I'm still going to go ahead and wish that we get another chance at
that successful because they're playing as if it was still season 16. Rookie season, they have to bring something different now. They have to see something different from MP the King, for example.
something different, you know, I'm still going to go ahead and wish that we get another chance at higher in the standings.
My sweet child, if we are going to look at this as a similar route, but also a reversed route to season 16, I'll take that deal. That means Twisted Mind struggles in the first half and then dominates the second.
Yeah.
Is that not a good situation to be in?
A much better situation, actually. And for Twisted Minds, however, I think that it always will be a difficult spot for them right now. And I think it's mainly because that's all the teams in MPL Ph Season 17 are striving to be really, really good, right? They're striving to improve.
mention about the viewers because that's what I see. A lot of people are like, "Oh man, he's so kabata, he's so nervous."
Yeah.
What do you think? Do we love the heart rate monitor conclusion into this?
Yeah. First of all, yeah, I love it. I just really want to know how to make sense of those stats.
Make sense, yeah.
Because, you know, I think for me personally, because I drink a lot of coffee, my heart rate is always pretty high, even when I know that I'm mentally okay. So I think there has to be some professional, you know, judgment on this. Maybe we speak to a doctor or someone that can actually explain.
Someone mentioned, like yesterday, in yesterday's matches, for example, in the match that the heart rate monitor was showing,
yeah,
they're like, notice the XP laners. They're always like, they're usually the higher heart rate from the teams, and it's like, why the XP lane?
I don't think that's a play style situation. I don't think that's because of the role that they're in or the way that they play. I think it's more of a physical thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm looking forward to? Physically active players and what their
like a resting heart rate
is. Yeah, because again, athletes, right?
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Physical athletes.
So if you're, is it true that if you're an athlete, you're like
your resting heart rate is lower? Yeah, the more in shape you are.
Okay.
And you know, to get there, you need moves, man. So this guy right here, James Banks, the show of the million moves, the man with a million moves. You can see here, this is when he gets to pick, or when Tsuyo is banned. The results that he has when Tsuyo is banned.
He's one with a box, yeah.
He's one with a. He is the box.
That's it.
He is the box, yeah.
Hey,
he is the box.
That's right.
Who did I hear saying that anybody can play boxia?
Was this yesterday?
This was during our. Oh,
this was behind the scenes.
This was behind the
This
scenes.
is something to come in the 8G podcast. So a little bit of a
play
preview.
boxia?
Oh yeah. Yeah. So yeah.
There's a group of players who said, "Oh, yo, anybody can play boxia."
Yeah.
So what does that mean for James Banks?
Oh yeah, this was behind the scenes today.
That's right. I mean,
It's an episode coming like a week or two from
no,
now?
maybe 3 weeks from
There
now,
you
actually.
go.
But yeah, basically that's the idea. Like, not everyone can play the Suyo, but Baksha is not a hero that is, always equal to skill level.
I mean, it does take some skill to choose
That's
the
very
right
true. All right.
wall to jump over, man.
I think that was, of course, that was said part in jest.
It's
But
a
I think
macro
that
hero,
it's a
dude.
macro hero.
Just
That's the thing.
It's a
And
macro hero.
hey, let us
clouds are
remember
ever
that the
shifting,
Baksha,
but this heart
from
remains
wins and losses,
steadfast.
actually brought us a trophy, an international trophy.
That's right, more than once.
More than once.
What is that? 3
From
times
experience.
now.
Actually, you're right.
Yeah.
Three times now. Baksha
From winning and losing.
is Filipino.
The hidden lore.
That's true.
It's
Yeah.
Filipino.
4 times if you count the loss on the
That's-
other side.
that's right.
Basically, at
right.
this point, he needs a Filipino skin. Baksha.
Gotta have
Let's
one.
think about it. Let's jump into the draft here. It's going to be broken walls for game 1.
This is AP Brent's choice.
Yep.
Alongside Go in Blue.
Yeah.
So despite their losing situation, the way they are,
I've been waiting for too
they don't
long.
change at least their choices here.
Yeah. So with the ban and the carry, you are now already thinking about the priority on the Claude. Maybe AP Bren will want to first pick that. But at the same time, Jushin will never ever be ignored in the first few picks, especially because we mentioned river control and mid duos for both these teams during their keys to victory. So I'm thinking Claude or Zushin only for the first pick.
All right. Also,
And the Baksha, of course.
The Baksha. There's also, we've seen a whole lot of blue Valentina also.
I take I would say Baksha
Yeah, Baksha.
because you want to split the Baksha Zushin.
That's right.
You can give the
Valentina.
Baksha Claude or Zushin Claude.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. You don't want to give up at least. Well, of course, Twisted Minds can pick both Claude as well as Jushin because that means that they're kind of open. Or Eve and Jushin, Eve and Claude. So the benefit of the glue right now, it's a flex pick. It can be played in the EXP and it can also be played in the roam role.
Yep.
But yesterday this cost AP Bren.
That's also true.
Their high priority of the glue put him in such a weird position.
Yeah.
But I don't think they're sweating bullets now for the timing of it because look, Kalia's open.
That's right.
Marcel is open. Like, it's not an issue for Nova.
Nova for sure would want to have that Marcel, especially because they're playing up against the glue, and the more time that you waste on the ult of the glue or the duration of the split, more chances you have. And of course, this is an incredible synergy with the Baksha. There's just so much that you can set up with, and then you pick up something like a Claude now. If you're AP Bren, you're not worried
yeah.
about the carry anymore.
Easy stacks on the AOT.
That's right.
Yeah. What, Claude Marcel? Potentially, or do they sit on the Claude and wait? All right, that's going to be the Harith. They go Harith and Eve. They're going for a box setup here.
Oh man, I really don't like combining Baksha and Harith. There's just so much magic. The magic damage, I mean, for so much emphasis. And then you pick at the Eve, it's really good versus the Jushin. And now they give the Claude. And Claude and Jushin going up against the Eve. It's like Eve counters the Jushin. But Jushin with the Claude can now eventually be a problem for the Eve.
You think this is also just one of the cases of comfort? Because Shizu, if I remember right, last season was phenomenal on the Harith. So maybe it was
That's
just one of
also
those decisions like you want Claude or Harith, and they just went with the Harith.
That's very true. But the problem I have with it is that not only are you giving a good combination and a counter for your hero, but you're also countering yourself with the glue already being picked up by Twisted Minds. Remember, glue has been notoriously good against Harith.
So he picked the Harith into the glue.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Willingly.
Willingly.
I think, yeah,
There's got to be
there's got to be some
some reason to that.
I got this reasoning.
Coach, look me in the
Yeah.
eyes.
I can handle this.
Shizo can win.
I think this is the time where they will consider KLVJ to deal the damage. Maybe get a bit, I don't know, maybe a Benedetta, Arlet.
Arlet, if it's not
Perhaps.
banned out.
Without the Phobius, without the Sora, what else is left there for the EXP lane? They have to look for damage in that department for sure because they already picked up the Baksha, which is not that reliable when it comes to dealing the damage.
And what else could fit into their... A Yuzhong maybe?
A
or-
Yuzhong maybe, actually.
Yeah, I'm thinking damage. Benedetta might just... It could work, but like, when was the last time that we saw KillVJ play the Benedetta? I mean, it's been
It's
been a long time.
Not
I'm
this
not even
season.
sure if it's, yeah.
not in recent memory for sure. I think Twisted Minds are gonna pick up their jungler in the 4th pick. Going up against the Baksha, there's always the Fredrin, there's always Harley. that they can use up against this Eve as well as the Harith. So I think Harley should be banned here by AP Bryn. So is the Fredrin. It's also a consideration.
Yeah, it might just end up with that matchup. Fred Baksha. They're going to go with an Alice ban. So that even the Harley still being open, but I'm not sure if that's something that MP wants to necessarily bring into this. It might be better just to face him off with a Fredrin here.
Fredrin and Leomord, of course, the MP the King special. Before Leomord was cool, he's already playing that. Before Leomord was buffed.
And he was playing it with the Marksman emblem,
right.
It was it MP? Yeah, it was MP.
It's MP, and I think today he's still the only one who does it in MPL. But
That's
here we
right.
are. There's the Harley. A little faster, a little more proactive.
Yeah, no Khalid, no Hilda, and then no Glue. What is your invade here of your AP Brain? Or will you just go for Kalea to go with the Eve? But I think that's I think the Kalea is actually a good option here for AP Brain. If they want to go defensive, they can always go for the Kacha, a great hero with a taunt.
Yep.
And the Grok also makes a lot of sense versus the Claude. So those are the three options. And then I really feel like the Arlet for Grin and Yuzhong.
Because it's open, you know, if they wanted to take Arlot, this is one of the heroes too that he's performed really well with. But there's a Marcel, and then we find out it's going to go in the hands of Kill VJ here to face up against Lansu. Yeah, but there's Arlot.
The Arlet.
I think the issue still stands though. Not enough reliable damage.
Yeah. Twisted Minds, they now can put this glue into the roam role and then maybe look for another tanky hero to supplement their front lines. Because Marcel is really hard to deal with if you're just if you're glue from the EXP, so you want to look for maybe a Uranus or a Lapu-Lapu actually makes a lot of sense here.
Okay.
I feel like I like Twisted Minds composition more than AP Pen because of the counters, but this Marcel, the fact that it actually got through, that might be their trump card in this scenario.
Well, you guys can let us know what you think, because super fans, you can scan this QR code and correctly predict the match winner to win 1,000 MLBB diamonds. Don't forget to scan there. And also, if you guys don't want to, I'm not sure why you want to miss a chance on 1,000 diamonds. You can let us know in the chat as well who you think is going to win this first matchup of our super. Wow, there's the prediction.
Oh, wow.
For our super fans right there. 77% leaning towards AP Brent.
Are the mines caught lacking? Because the Hives are standing on business again. They are here in droves. Like we filled half of the stadium with them.
Yep.
What's going on? Where are the mines at, y'all? Because I'm gonna echo what you just said. I like Twisted Minds lineup.
Yeah.
It's very proactive.
Yeah.
They fight when they want to. They're online literally at what, 6-7 minutes?
Yeah. Maybe you're doubting 6-7 how dormant the KLVJ fans were. Maybe they're just, you know, they have been very quiet for a long time.
And now finally.
Yes.
Because the King's back.
Because the King is back.
Oh, they're like
Long live the King.
They're like the silent group of just, it's a secret society. The King's back.
The King's back.
The loyalists, you know?
The loyalists.
The King is back.
All right, let's jump into the game here. We're in the Land of Dawn. Let's take a look at the emblems here falling into place. Nothing too different. We got Nova running that hybrid over here. This is one of the things I like seeing him, the quantum charge too, like it just allows him to be more annoying on the Marcel. Now I know when we first saw Marcel grab his first couple of wins here in the MPL Philippines, it got back-to-back wins, and so now we get to see it come through in week 3. Was it picked at all yesterday? I don't think Marcel was, right?
Did not see a single snapshot yesterday. Oh, MP, very low, kill VJ, might get punished. Vengeance through.
Wow.
Some spells and in comes Nova, the flicker, the takedown. And Lansu suffers first blood, now goes Kill. The King has fallen at the hands of MP, the King.
For sure, for Twisted Minds, they're going to be happy about that, especially because it was MP the King having a time of his life. So the idea for Twisted Minds is to ban out all of the heroes that can invade the jungle. So they're just left with this Marcel, which will mean that it is not the best when it comes to like dealing damage onto the invasion, and MP the King can just farm it out.
Oh, he's gonna go back.
Hat trick, face escape, back in. Kaloi very low, flickers through, might get taken down here. MP gets a revenge kill on to Nova. Both roamers have fallen. MP gets a double. Aqua.
That's fancy footwork right there by MP, man.
For sure.
And there's a reason why this Harley has been so dominant. Now sitting at 3-0 already.
You know, you see the strengths of the composition of Twisted Minds, right? They have Kaloy on this glue, a roam glue, that is not going to be as effective as the EXP later, but they put it in the roam. Now it is a good sandbag for MP the King, and also a lot of vision. And if you combo that up with the Jushin, they have so much mid priority. They can clear out the waves so quickly so that they can help MP the King if ever APBR decides to put 3 people in front of this Harley.
And that's what Kaloy is doing. Look at this, pushing 4 back into that Y brush. Taken down very low. Can he get the split? Gets the mount!
Gets it off.
Flickers back. Where they go in, Kiel can't dive in, can't deny the take from MP. He scores a turtle, swiping away Aqua. That's a defensive use of the RWM as Twisted Minds get the big one.
Good work by Kaloy. I mean, he just bought so much time and space for Twisted to go ahead and secure the turtle there.
Yep.
Unfortunate for him to go down, but job done, at least for Twisted.
Up, Shizu trading ults with Owl. Blazing Duet for the Zaman Force, pushing back the quad underneath tier 1.
No. See, this is the reason why you pick up the Harriet, though. Of course, overall, you see that the Claude will be such a good pick for APBR, but the struggle of the Harriet is that it just wins the lane for you. So long as there is no carry, you're going to have a great time in that gold lane. And even something like a Claude is not going to last that long in front of a Harith. So now APBR, it is revealed to us that their MO is to win the lanes so that eventually during the Turtle T fights, it will be in their favor. So watch out for Turtle number 2. Of course, Twisted Minds has got the lead in terms of gold, but this composition from APBR is scary come Turtle 2.
Ooh. They know they want to make a play down here, but this is sniffed out by Twisted, so they're here for the counter play. Not sure if this will actually fully commit on either side, so they just kind of stop things, bad things happening to Owl there in the gold lane.
I think this is what's best for Twisted Minds. Again, I don't know if this is just making sense now, but this makes Teddy's performance all the more impressive. Claude rarely wins the matchup.
Yeah, for sure. And it's mainly because it's a pure 1v1 here in the bottom lane. There's really just no help from the members of Twisted Minds into that gold lane. And of course, Harriet will excel at that
matchup.
matchup.
Nova! Put down 1/4 of his health. They commit the Deadly Magics. Massive final slash from Kiel. Taking down MP. No retribution for Twisted Minds. Kiel VJ taken down by Lansu. 1 for 1 so far. Nova looking for that snapshot. Stopping Kaloy right in his tracks. The split. Saving Twisted Minds roamer. Lansu trying to stop the turtle take away from APBR. Sean underneath. Where's James? There's the retribution. Do they find Sean? Sean gonna get taken down here. The man with the million moves finds him.
Oh, just a little bit of disconnect there coming out from Twisted Minds. They did commit onto Nova, I mean. But the fact that Nova was able to run away with this Marcel, again, if you pop your ultimate, or at least you get those snapshots with your passive, you get so much sustain and you're very tanky. And then Twisted Minds got into APBR's zone. KLVJ was just hiding into that bush, not even having to commit the flicker to catch MP the King off guard. And that is what you get from KLVJ when he plays the catch type of heroes. And Sean did not have time to pop the ultimate during the teamfight when MP the King was still alive, and because of that, they just straight up lost that. Sean having to pop the ult far too late meant that they lost so much ground.
Oh, Owl here. BMI out as James Spanks threatened him, popping that poison. You see that? That sudden final slash?
Yeah, I mean, he wanted to use it, but that's what I was wondering. Well, okay, drop down the Zaman Force just to get the turret. So I think Shizu will be happy with that, and they'll go ahead and rotate across the map. But yeah, this one thing you have to kind of be worried about if you're Twisted is Kill VJ's Arlot. We highlighted this even back in week 1. And, you know, he's able to really test the limits, I feel like, with this hero and set things up. And even when we compare the two XP laners, the captains here with both these squads, Kill VJ and Lanso, you're seeing how it's being played out. And even the build that he's going to be going for, he only picked up that little bit of Fury Hammer to have that little bit of extra damage. Yeah. But then he's going to go ahead and build into more of the, a defensive hybrid Arlot.
Yeah,
I want whatever MP's having. He's spiking at 160. Compared to his roamer and his XP laner at sub 60.
Yeah.
Look at that, Kaloy's so chill.
Yeah, Kaloy is very chill, but I feel like MP the King has always been the most energetic person. And I really love talking to that guy. That's why I always get him on my podcast whenever possible, because it's like as if I'm talking to a shoutcaster.
MP's a talker, y'all.
He's got a lot to say, man. Yeah. I remember sitting in the audience with him one time and...
Oh! Sean here with a third of his health. A fifth, maybe even. As they catch Shizu! Deadly Magic's enough shields to stop him from popping. He's fine. Turtle here. James Banks on it.
Marcel can just tank up so much damage, like Wolf highlighted earlier, especially whether you use the ultimate or not, just the way he works in his kit. So now the fight for this turtle. Does Twisted actually want to do anything
Below
here?
the MP with a sneaky retribution. Space escape out. Just gets out of the RWF as well. Hat-trick again. He's juking 3 members of AP Brand. They try to take him down, but it's not going to happen. Crimson Beacon, Vishon. MP goes back and lasts him in the back line, cutting Aqua off as Nova's next. Flickers on out. Catches the Deadly Magics, and that's all she wrote. Twisted Minds, another turtle scored.
Oh man, MP the King has not always been on top of your list when you're talking about the top junglers, but this game so far, MP the King has been phenomenal. Despite that one death, a wonderful retribution, and then you see how he juked the members of AP Brand even after the golden hour being committed, as well as the real-world manipulation on just one hero. MP the King making it happen for Twisted Minds.
I get why he's such a big star in Cambodia.
Yeah.
I can hear people watching this now.
He's got the moves, man, and it's something that always to look forward to when MP the King is playing. But they've garnered themselves a bit of a lead. Again, Twisted has control so far this early game, but the way this composition works for AP Brand, they can turn it around, especially when we get to the Lord fights. And this is where we start to see also the gold laners come to play here. They've basically been able to just kind of farm up. You see the standings that they have here. They have the items they essentially need to go ahead and contest into this first big objective in about 30 seconds. Nova picking up a little bit of defensiveness here with that winter crown. He's going to need that.
Yeah, I think it is expected for AP Brand's members to pop the Winter Crown just because of the presence of the Harley. And there is also that trick where you go for the golden hour and then you go for regen afterwards. Then you just, spam up your skills, and then when you're in threat again, you go for the Winter Crown. Of course, not in the golden hour because that's counterintuitive.
I was going to say, you juggle it basically. You stack
that's
it.
Right.
Al picks up his golden staff, so he's got that. He's got the Trinity. We're going to take a little bit of a breather here. So just locked in as the Lord comes up as well. So now this is what I was mentioning. They're in good fighting form to contest that first Lord. And the way things have gone, again, I think we're going to see this played out in a way where AP Brand's just like, all right, let's try to get the Deadly Magic out. Let's try to at least get one of those cooldowns down or even survive it like they have. And that's mostly been Nova to survive that. That's why also that Winter Crown can come into an actual big moment for them, because that's one of the main ultimates to deal with. Obviously the Beacon as well with the Jushin across from them. But AP Brand just kind of can rely on that, or it can still be one of those instances where Arlott from Kill VJ can set things up with a great final slash.
We keep talking about how amazing Nova's performance is, keeping it down, but I think the turnaround, the actual comeback, comes off of Kill.
Kill.
Yeah.
It's gotta be him.
It's gotta be a fight that starts with a big final slash, goes long enough, and then another final slash.
That's right. And that might the in between of those two final slash cooldowns might be the golden hour. Imagine if they initiate and then it goes haywire, they can reach a little bit, go for the golden hour, and then the final slash will be ready thereafter. I'm curious though, did Nova actually pick up the favor or the encourage? Because there are two schools of thought when playing the Marcel. There is that encourage, the people who really like to play the encourage first.
They just fight.
And then there's the other school of thought, which I am also part of. I like favor onto Marcel. Because you see Marcel, you don't really think about it's like an enchanter or it's like a healer type. But if you pop it in the favor, and then during the mid game, you'll be surprised how much you can help your teammates and yourself, of course.
Well, let's see. There's the chop. We're going back in. And like I mentioned, the Lord is up. So what does he have? Let's take a look here. Do we have? Well, we don't have it just yet behind us, but he's got encourage.
Phase boots, encourage.
He's not in your camp, Wolf.
So he's on his way to the Oracle.
All right. But he's still going to be able to provide a lot of utility to the team, obviously. The Lord's sitting at half health. They might blitz this or just try to force a reaction from Twisted.
Soft reset. MP the King marched his way in. Space escape into that brush. Catches Nova. Nova with the golden hour catches nothing but long longs. So that's a huge resource Twisted Minds can note.
Yeah, that's a big ultimate down. Lanzu jumping in.
Jimmy James jumping in as well. He takes the retribution. MP Pop, Shizu finds him. And now they go underneath the Zaman Force. RWM as well. TLPH gets taken down by Owl. Crimson Beacon by Sean, choking up Jimmy James. James Pank's got the mount on him. A lot of members of Twisted Minds want to take down the back shot. Punish him for taking down Lord. Nova freezing them on the way out. And finally, Sean finds James. 2 for 1 the trade. Still big for AP Bren.
This is going to be massive for AB Red because they were able to get that Lord. However, Twisted Minds, they did get important kills onto Owl, now contributing to the team fights. Big props to Shizu though. He was the main reason why MP the King was far too low, and he actually caused a lot of panic onto the Twisted Minds side. That's why MP the King was very low when the Lord was in range of the retribution between 2 of the junglers. Actually gave James Pack so much confidence into taking that Lord. However, being activated, this Claude now with the Trinity is now already a threat against AP Bren.
Yeah, I thought he had it earlier, so he just gets it locked in now off of that kill that he got. Also, MP grabs a Divine Glaive, so some of these bursts that we're seeing here might be a little more deadly now once he gets the Deadly Magic off, depending on how many card tricks he gets knocked off too. But that's one of the things they're going to have to deal with. This Lord basically meant not too much in this game.
There is always that factor for AP Bren where if the Zaman Force is perfectly placed on top of the Purify, Twisted Minds will not have enough to deal with him. So that will be, of course, the problem later on. Because what I see is Nova can just pop the Golden Hour onto the backlines in case that the Zaman Force is activated.
Yep, so deny the punish.
That's right.
So Shizu can go relentlessly into Twisted Minds. Now, the question, well, wait, I'll ask it in just a bit. It looks like AP Bren wants to fight. Okay, I think KLVJ opened up that question for me. RGM, so he's building defense. Should Twisted Minds also build defense? Like, should someone commit the more magic depth? Or maybe the alternative, do they go anti-heal? Do they stop the shields from Shizu?
I believe that it is, yeah, there is a lot of merit if they do go for anti-heal more than defense. Because I think that they want to dive and burst down the members of AP Bren. It's not really an actual big dive with a burst. It's more of a, they dive and then there's a Claude in the Jushin. And they have to wait for a little bit. That's why all of those anti-heals will be crucial in that factor, because the only way for AP Bren to counteract the dive coming out from Twisted Minds is if they survive the actual dive.
Yeah, so someone's got to build an halberd. Someone's got to build. Sean just got his glowing wand.
Yeah,
by the way.
got glowing.
So what? Is Lance on his way to a dominance ice?
Maybe from Colloidy Ice is important.
Yeah. Either way, I think it's going to be tough for them to actually convert some of these team fights right now. Nova picking, or no, Aqua picking up the Divine Glaive, so he's got that. I mean, he's got his own glowing wand too, to kind of deal with the sustainability that comes out with Twisted's lineup, especially with a glue for Kaloi. But now this Lord is up. This one could go more or less the same how we saw in the previous one. It's just maybe the positioning will be better from Twisted. James Panks himself picking up a winner crown. So we'll see. He got the retribution off previously. Can they win a fight this time? Trying to get in position. Nova spotting things out. Oh, here from Twisted. Getting some snapshots off, and now Lord less than half.
Final slash! Compromise MP the King's positioning! RWM coming up! Aqua takes that Lord! The Zaman Force dropped in.
Oh,
they can't fight. MP gets popped one more time. Brrr, yeah! In comes out with the blinking duet. Sean turns up a kill. Double kill for him as Nova falls. James Pank's gonna be up next. Where you going? There's the freeze, and then the eventual takedown. Triple kill for Sean.
And those are stacks for Sean, as we just mentioned a Sky Piercer earlier.
Yeah, what a great take coming out from Twisted Minds as they counter-engage against AP Bren. Although, you gotta say, KLVJ is the problem for MP the King. They're also the reason why Shizu eventually was able to take out MP the King. The combination between these two side laners for AP Bren is phenomenal, but Twisted Minds, their mid-duo, that really is the problem. We can see through the replay, Kaloi and Sean not punished by AP Bren because AP Bren were just too focused onto MP the King, and of course Owl on the other side, making sure that Shizu is always getting damaged by that blazing duet. Is also out of the fridge. James Max and KLVJ could not reach them, and we are also seeing why Twisted Minds, or why we favor Twisted Minds' composition. You can see this dive from them is just too good.
I love the veterancy and the ballsiness. of auto position there when he knows that there's like 2 more members of AP Bren to his left.
Yep.
I think he's almost in a sense of the safety of having a Jushin, for example, like fighting around that beacon, and then even Kaloy on the glue. The threat that they have in such of like a circular area is so threatening that Twisted has with his composition. And what we're seeing with AP Bren is, they're having difficulty finding that window where they have that opportunity to either get the objective, the Lord, or even win a fight once everything's kind of expended. But it's fighting into a beacon and a blazing duet that's so threatening.
Yeah. And that's also the reason why I kind of didn't really like the Harith going up against both Jushin and Glue already, because when you dupe up your Zaman Force, surely you have your Purify, maybe you'll get the Winter Crown eventually. But the fact that after one set of dashes with the Zaman Force, you're left with nothing, and if Twisted Mind survives, you see how deadly it could be for Twisted Minds. But of course, I think that there is really a fix here for AP Bren. If they go front to back, I feel like, against Twisted Minds, and then take advantage of the golden hour, that is the dream scenario for them. Make sure that Shizu's always going for the -1/-1/-1, and maybe not focus on the objective anymore. Surely they're getting all of these lords, but they're not winning the team fights because they're not utilizing their composition the way that it was designed.
Yeah, part of that fight for the Lord that we've seen now twice. It's going to get tougher for them, especially when we get to evolved Lord territory, where even if they throw themselves to fight Twisted, they're going to just have a bit of a rough time dealing with that circular area. You see Al picks up his Malefic Gun, concentrated energy for MP the King too, because MP is actually the one, he's basically the squishiest one.
He's probably a sacrifice at this point.
Yeah, at this point, he's more of a distraction. He needs to stay alive for the Retribution if he can get it off here. So they're starting it up.
Yeah, Lanzu has the D-Ice already, by the way. So this is also what we talked about.
They got 2 sources of anti-heal.
Yep.
All right. That ultimate from MP the King will be back up. Energy Magic will be there. James Pank tanked up a lot of that, but it's just the same thing. It's on this side of the map. They're fighting for space to set things up. Aqua especially on the eve where he wants to set up his RWM. And Twisted essentially doing the same here. Half health right now on this Lord. Not sure if they're going to push it, but they jump in.
Okay, Lord here, down to a quarter. The rest of Twisted Minds, it seems like they want to oblige, and the Lord gets soft reset.
Yeah, they're just going to continue to do this. Kaloy also picking up the Immortality, so he's playing a little more zealous here up front, but might just be in trouble.
Oh, Kaloy with the flicker, repositioning. Big knockup by the Lord. Shizu with the Zaman Force. TLPH jumping on Al. Out with the blazing duet. Into the back line. Down goes Shizu. Golden hour. Catches a few. A lot of members of Twisted Minds underneath it as well. RWM. Nova gets taken down by Kaloy. TLPH gonna get taken down too. Double kill for Sean. In the back line, it's James with MP the King. Hat trick coming through. Card trick throwing it out. This is already looking bad for AP Bren.
On the defense, they do have the Eve. But this is the entirety of Twisted Minds. Lanzu can actually jump onto Aqua.
Oh, he does. Bravest Fighter to the face. And they get that. Inhibitor up top. Mid gonna be up next. 2 lanes penetrated by Twisted.
Oh, MP.
MP.
Oh, nice choke here by Sean. James Banks running away. Pausa Poison's a little bit of damage reduction. Next up is the base. Wave's crashing in. Wave did not make it through. AP Bren still in it.
Great defense to clear out those minions just in the last moment when Twisted was looking to cap out game 1. But AP Bren buys themselves some more time. 7,000 gold behind though, and it's the same thing when we saw that fight break out. They lost the battle. The team fight is not in their favor right now for AP Bren. How can they turn these team fights around? Is it all on the whims of Kill VJ to get a final slash or set something up that way?
Yeah, first, don't panic when Kaloy is trying to go for the place. Second, take note of Lanzu. Third, go front to back. I think that's the only solution here for AP Bren.
All right, they start off again. The same thing as Deja Vu for this Lord. Fighting for positioning. A couple flickers down, though, on both sides. Both teams probably just going to wait for all those to be available as they're crucial battle spells for both these comps.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Oh, what is MP going?
MP, you're in danger. This is not good. Oh, massive space escape, but does it again.
Yeah, he's playing pretty aggressively, pretty up front. He wanted to go for Aqua, but they got to clear the base, so this is an opportunity for them to go ahead and secure this Lord here.
That's a clear go. Shizo with the Zaman Force. Lord here at 10 of its health. Lansu, bravest fighter in. The choke by Sean, displacing James Banks. Twisted Minds score their first Lord.
All right, Lord secured.
And unfortunate for AP Bren as they had to divide all of their members. Of course, it was MP the King's doing, but also the fact that they have pushed the bottom lane naturally and timed their take onto the Lord when there is a fat wave of minions already in the bottom lane.
Chubby.
Chubby wanted that, and as AP Bren will have to answer that they divided all of their pieces. And Twisted Minds have played so perfectly. They even punished James Banks when James Banks wanted to go for the steal. That is so good coming up from Twisted Minds.
And you know what sucks? They lost that turret anyways.
That's right.
There's no free defense. The flicker in by Kaloy. Who's he looking for? No mount just yet, but James Banks is compromised. James Banks down to a third of his health. Golden Hour, where are we going? She's up to the side lanes of this fight. The box has been depicted, and now Kaloy gets bursted. Aqua 2, James Banks is down, and the base falls. Quick take by Twisted.
And unfortunately, real-world manipulation and Golden Hour. You would think that it has great synergy, but it did not happen in that time. It was a final slash into the Golden Hour. Also, not that good when it comes to how good it could be when it comes to synchronization, you know?
I hate shapes.
I hate shapes.
Squid Game is not gonna work, unfortunately.
I see what you did there. There's a hair up there. Synchronization.
That's right.
That's right.
The synchronization. Synchronization. But yeah, what I'm saying is that you want to burst down the members of Twisted Minds with the final slash. I think the real dream scenario for AP Bren is not final slash into Golden Hour into real world manipulation. It is final slash into real world manipulation, then Golden Hour the backliners, the punish.
Yeah. The Golden Hour has the potential to really mess up rhythm or flow of a team fight.
That's right.
And you saw it for a moment there, but then it was almost a little bit too late too, just because of the way the nature of this game went for game one and where Twisted was advantage-wise. I mean, if you think of all these team fights we're seeing here, they're majority going over to Twisted.
That's right.
Wait, whose backline? Theirs or Twisted?
Twisted's.
But here's the thing, Twisted's backline is just Sean.
That's
You never know where MP is.
That's right.
Or Owl.
But it's worth it to just pop it there into the backlines. I feel like you have to really isolate, because I feel like when they do go for the Golden Hour into the real world manipulation, it's very exciting. But
Get out!
But this guy, Sean, what he does is that if he gets caught in the middle of the Golden Hour and the real world manipulation, first of all, he makes sure that he still has the ultimate. Right? So what happens afterwards is you go for the real world manipulation, you think you already caught the Jushin. What he will do is to pop the ultimate, all of a sudden he's out of the zone, he's already stacking up the lantern onto the Eve. Now Eve has to decide, should I still go for this ultimate or should I just accept my death or get out of there?
And that's why I think it was so difficult for AP Bren to beat this lineup. It's an anti-box lineup. It doesn't fight the orthodox way.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because there was only really one kind of Golden Hour for Nova.
Yeah.
It was the everyone in it.
Yep.
And this is, as we look at the highlights here too, Sean, I mean, he had the stacks on the Skypiercer. I mean, he went 8-1 here. I think he got 4 of those kills after he had gotten the Skypiercer. But again, it was just such a good approach. And that's what exactly Wolf is mentioning. It's this anti-box composition that works really great. And that's what we were highlighting. And you see all these team fights. It was so difficult for AP Bren to actually fight these because, as you see, the Beacon, the Blazing Duet, and even if you survive those initial ultimates being used, you can't escape. There's no way for you to really get out of there, especially with a Jushin across from you.
I think I was looking back for the members of Twisted Minds and how they are able to win. It's also their management of spells.
Yeah.
Like you can see that there is a clear connection between Sean and Owl in a way that, hey, let's wait for AP Bren to overcommit. Let's time our lantern, our beacon, and the blazing duet together so that there is a lot of impact. You can see here, final slash into the Golden Hour into the real world manipulation. What happens? Only Kaloy is left in there. Twisted Minds are able to disperse. I think that for AP Bren, they have to utilize this Golden Hour the way that they utilize it in week 1, and that is through isolation. They utilize the Golden Hour to isolate the correct pieces for them to take out.
So you isolate someone and it just cuts them off from the team, and you're able to go ahead and get a kill before they come back.
Exactly.
Basically.
So don't use it for the bigger explosions. Use it to really dissect the team fight in your favor. I feel like that's why I kept on mentioning that, because I saw that being played by Nova the first time.
Yeah.
I was actually surprised on how Marcel could actually achieve that kind of gameplay, and it's just so weird to not see APBR do it again in this scenario. But also, the credit goes to Twisted Minds. I feel like Sean and Owl, the way that they're managing their ultimates is just really good. It allows for Kaloy and Lance to just do whatever they want. MP the King is literally doing what he wants in this game.
I mean, MP's going to do what he wants when he gets his hands on a Harley like this, or any of the heroes that allow him to have this kind of game. But I think you really mentioned this as well, that mid lane duo. I mean, this was back in the Keys of Victory, you know, the mid lane duo specifically for Twisted, especially when you don't see this many. I feel like I don't see it too often. The performances of a Rome Glue performing this way. I think Kaloy also played very great in this game to allow Sean, to allow Owl that space. And even Owl, man, imagine, he basically farmed for the first few minutes of the game, the early game. He dealt with a little bit of pressure, but Twisted alleviated that pressure so well by just being there, making sure that it wouldn't be a collapse on Owl. And like Leo mentioned earlier too, his experience, that veterancy of Owl to actually be in the right position on a Claude, in this case, really paid dividends for them in game one.
That's why it lasted 21 minutes.
Yeah.
Truth be told, Owl wasn't ready until like the 14, 15 minute mark. That's when he started to do these kind of dangerous moves, like blazing the way into 3, 4. And it's mainly because we were learning things, at least I am. Claude isn't very good in the lane matchup.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, Twisted Minds did not baby him.
Yeah.
So I think that's something to note as well, that between Shizo and Owl, even if Owl is losing the matchup, he's just a little bit more independent.
Yeah, I think the mindset is just don't die. As long as you're still farming all the time, as long as your uptime is there, you're gonna get through it.
Just don't die. Well, I also would hope that you guys could grab an Infinix GT30 featuring the GT trigger for lightning fast reactions and the MLBB certified 120 FPS for ultra smooth control. I'll tell you what, if you play with the Infinix GT30, that's how you don't die. Get one of those while you can. Dominate the game with Infinix GT30, the power behind every Madlang gamer.
Yeah.
And you know what else? If you grab an Infinix, you can grab this too, because to dominate in the Land of Dawn, you need a connection that never lets you down. From scouting rotations to tracking the pros, stay online and in the zone.
Power up with a smart Powerall 99. Get 10 gigs of data for MLBB and for your favorite apps, plus unlimited FB, calls, and texts. Share every GG moment with Smart, the simply reliable partner of the MPL.
You know, Wolf, usually this is where our analyst over there likes to just insert something.
Yeah.
Don't miss out on this amazing deal.
I'm still thinking.
You're still
Working
thinking
on it.
About the game.
I'll give you a little more time. I'll give you a
Okay.
little more time. Super fans, you still have time. You also have time to experience the action here at the MPL Arena. Buy your tickets now for Omega and the Falcons match. It's just ahead. You can go head on over to, just head on to ph.mpl.com to know more.
Or just roll up to Victoria Sports Tower. Why not?
You could.
Just find the next person who has an MPL ID and say, I want to watch.
Yeah. And you'll gotta learn a lot of lessons from myself. For example, not trying to die whatsoever. Just lesson
Just don't die.
Just don't die.
That works.
But if you see Nicey, you'll die for sure.
I don't know what that means, but
You'll drop dead.
Let's throw it over to an interview.
At dahil nga Super Fun Saturday and it's match point para sa Twisted Minds, kasama natin ang kanilang community. Hello, the Minds! And
Hello.
introduce yourself.
Ako nga pala si Xander, Social Media and Community Manager of Twisted Minds PH.
And since day one ka, since day one ng
Day one.
Twisted Minds, nandito na siya. Meron tayong kasama ang day one na community leader. Introduce
Hello po.
yourself.
Hello po, ako po si Harvey, Twisted Minds Community Leader po.
Okay, kasama natin si Sander at si Harvey since day one at saka day one mo officially ngayon. Congratulations for being part of the Minds. Pero saan nga ba pwedeng makasali ang mga gustong maki-join sa community ng Twisted Minds?
First of all, you can follow us on our socials. That's at twistminds.ph. Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, even YouTube, meron din kami. And also, we have our Facebook community group, which is the Minds, the official community group. Join lang kayo doon if ever, and for sure may mga niluluto kaming mga events, mga activations for you guys to enjoy.
Pwede bang bigyan mo kami ng hint? Ano ba yung mga dapat nilang ibang abangan?
Who knows, baka may mga unreleased merchandise kami na ipapamigay natin first doon.
Wow, gusto ko yan. Siyempre, inaabangan talaga natin ang mga merchandise. And I wanna know, kumusta ba yung relationship nyo with the players? Close ba kayo sa kanila? Kilala ba nila kayo?
Actually, sa sobrang kukulit ng mga players namin, for sure, kilala nila kami.
Ayan. Okay. Oo. And for sure, yung mga members talaga ng Twisted Minds, nakikita talaga natin sila nakikipag-interact with the fans, especially with the community. And for you, Harvey, how is it being part of the Minds?
Actually, masaya siya kasi nag-live update ako sa mga community group namin tsaka sa in community. Ayun. Nung last week nga, nagkaroon kami ng skin giveaway.
Wow! Gusto natin yan. Siyempre, kaya naman sumali na kayo sa The Minds community. At siyempre, nabanggit mo rin ng merch. Meron na ba silang pwedeng makuhanan yan ngayon?
You can check out our merchandise. That's store.twisminds.gg. Ayan.
Okay.
Available na yan.
Okay, available na. You can get your merch now. Gusto kong matanong muna si ate. Sino bang favorite mong player?
MP the King, since day one.
Since day one. Meron pa dun sa kabila. Sino bang favorite mong player?
Favorite ko po, eto, Sean.
Parang kinikilig ako sa mga nangyayari dito. Pero again, maraming salamat! Match point na para sa Twisted Minds. Isang cheer naman! Sa ating mga casters. Casters, kayo na to.
Thank you there, Odin, and that is the community support here for the Twisted Minds. The Minds themselves, great to see them, the energy that they have brought to the MPL arena. We hope you guys can join us again here. Whole lot of action left today. This is only our first match out of the 3 that we have ahead of us. And as you guys can see, are you camera shy? Because Twisted just snapped Nova's Marcel winning streak.
Oh, right.
He just snapped it.
Actually, and I think this is important because this is one of those heroes that you always attribute to Nova, and also for APBR. That's one less hero that you have to worry about when it comes to banning. And also, you're telling the world that okay, Marcel, after 4 weeks, technically speaking, it's not as OP as you think.
He does change the game. He
does.
brings something so unique that you had to learn how to deal with it.
Yeah.
And that's what Twisted Minds did. I think they deserve it.
Yep.
And that's the thing about him. Like, I wish there was more. What would you categorize him as a roam? Like, is he technically an enchanter?
He's a crowd control specialist.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, is he? I guess
That
he's
is
the
a
only way to do that.
difficult
Yeah, like
question,
where would you put him in the
He's a CCS.
in the boxes? You know, or does he not have one? Does he have his own?
Maybe he has his own.
Is he just that good that he's
Yeah.
in his own box?
Unique. Unique is
I
a
don't
word
think he
I'll
counts
use.
as an enchanter. He does nothing to in his base kit, right?
He enchants
Yeah.
them with his moves, man.
No, like his allies. Whenever you say enchanter, right? Like it's
Yeah,
a Matilda,
yeah,
it's
yeah.
a Florin,
Yeah,
it's a Estes,
Yeah.
it's an Angela, even a Dicky.
That's
Marcel does none of that
true.
thing.
So I'm wondering, like,
It's more for his opponent. So he's like is it just so weird
So
that
he's
we,
a disenchanter?
I don't know, a debuffer? We don't have that many in
Actually,
MLB.
actually, there is that
Yeah.
archetype in some
That's
games.
design space for our developers.
to think about, to ponder, because we
Oh.
need more.
But
Heroes like
not even a
this.
debuff, dude. It's literally crowd control. He is crowd control incarnate.
He's
He
one of those
is,
heroes, though, if you think about it, like, he is a debuff because it's like you're constantly worried about that little, the little snapshot, the golden hour, of course.
But I
Yeah.
personally categorize debuff as like lower move speed, lower
That's
attack,
right,
that's right.
lower magic, lower attack speed, lower.
What is that in board games or in card games where you kind of just put it in a different space, like you put it different dimension, you put it in the graveyard or something?
Displacement. It's
Some, yeah.
it's removal.
Removal, I guess.
Yeah, so it's crowd control.
That's also crowd control. True.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like
Again, he's so unique.
He's so unique, that's
At
right.
this point in the game, what we got 140 heroes or something like that, close to it.
that's right. 133.
There
we
you
need,
go.
We need more. I will say this, like, we
Hirara
need
is
more.
just around the corner.
Yeah.
Who?
Hirara.
Hirara?
Or, sorry, Hirara.
Hirara. I was gonna say for our international runs, Hirara.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think she's in the advanced server now.
Yeah, she is.
We need more roams anyway. As a roam mate.
You know what? I agree.
Like, we need more
We
interesting roams.
need actual debuffers, like disenchanters.
Yeah.
That'd be cool.
That would
That
be.
would be very, very cool. So something like that removes buffs,
Yeah.
you know, like
Help!
Just takes away
My
purple
speed
and,
for a while.
and
My
orange buff.
defense!
yeah, DPS and
It's like
something
a
like
That's a little
basically
too OP.
genius one the hero.
that. Yeah, that's right.
All right, let's jump into the draft here. Game 2. This time we're going to have Twisted over on the blue side. We've got AP Bren over on the red. Similar bans coming out. Obviously the Suyo and the Sora being targeted bans here from Twisted. Now AP Bren taking out the Frey at the Baksha. What's priority here now on blue for Twisted?
Okay, so I feel like it should be still the Jushin.
Yep.
I think for Twisted Minds, especially because you're not worried about the Baksha anymore, and you don't have the Sora to worry about as well. I feel like Jushin is the prime pick for Twisted Minds. The problem if they do decide to ban like Eve, they will not ban the Eve, so it will be the Phobias. Now, if you're AP Bren, you're like, okay, yeah, we'll give you the Jushin. We'll have the Eve anyways. We're better off banning out maybe the Claude for Owl. I think that's honestly, I think the Claude ban. I believe that's the best option here for AP Bren.
Or even a Zushin ban. I think that's also warranted.
Also true. Yeah. Actually, you know what? Yeah, that's way better.
The
And then-
Jushin?
What
Jushin
happens to Sean? He goes to Akimi.
No, he plays Gord.
Gord.
Or
Yeah, he plays Gord.
has not won just
All right,
yet.
you ban the Jushin, you first pick Claude if you're Twisted Minds.
I think so.
Yeah. You know, think
Claude,
that's
then
the
you're
best
going to
option.
trade out what? Like, what's the trade there? You
You
get your
give
Claude.
Eve for AP Bren. You get the Claude, you stabilize your gold lane,
Little magic to dream
or you get the Harley. First pick Harley, the Year of Our Lord 2026.
Oh my lord, they are really stepping on James Banks' next figurative hero pool.
Yeah.
It's like, what are you gonna do now, Jimmy?
Jimmy, what
Jimmy
you,
James.
Jimmy James, you don't have the Baksha.
You start calling him Jimmy James last season?
Yep. No,
Was it-
just yeah.
was it
ever
last
since,
season?
ever
Last
since
season,
I
yeah.
think.
Jimmy James.
Jimmy James.
Oh.
Gonna have to come up with some new moves. That's what they're doing. Like they're
Yeah.
forcing James Banks, man with a million moves, to have another one.
I think you're better off with the Valentina now.
Tail's been itching for a real fight.
Kalea.
Kalea Val?
Kalea Valentina, I think, is the better option here.
Endure pain.
Instead, okay, there you go. Instead of the Eve, because it's way too passive. And now, I think this is a much better opening for AP Bren, especially because Harley was the first pick for Twisted Minds. I don't understand that kind of mentality here. If you're Twisted Minds, you're looking for a purified gold laner now. Harith may be taken now away. Maybe Al can play it, or of course the Claude is still available. And Carry as well is an option.
Oh, and by picking carry, you deny the combo.
That's also true. I think you're better off with Carry here for Twisted Minds. But of course, pick up the Claude. And it's the Zetkian. No
You're-
Gord for you.
Yeah, no Gord. They're just twisting the minds here. It's funny because Sean actually popped out here earlier on before the match.
Nope.
And he was like, nice you, Gord. And so I
Yeah.
thought that was a sign, but I guess not. You know, maybe you can't get it approved by
He was
coach here.
teasing you,
He was
Joseph.
teasing me.
Yeah. You should have approached Bonchan.
That's so
in that
Sean.
scenario.
Yeah.
All right.
Next time. All right, what's the pick here to round out
yeah,
phase
Harley.
one?
I think it go Harley. Has great synergy with...
Harley? They have a Harley.
Sorry, Harith. Yeah. I think it has great synergy with Kalea.
Yeah.
It's gonna win the matchup. It will definitely be banned out by Twisted Minds if you don't pick it up.
Sir, what's your command?
But it's the Fanny.
Okay. It's...
Okay.
Wait, the Fanny hasn't won. Was that, did I
that's-
see that right?
Yep.
That's
Seems
a
like it.
whopping 0%.
And
Fanny.
here's what sucks. I mean, they can ban red 4-5, you know, the natural predators of the Fanny, but Twisted Minds has the EXP and the roam
Yeah.
to find answers for the Fanny.
Yeah. If you're AP Bren, it's like it's imperative to ban Hilda. There you go. And then Khalid eventually. But that will leave Twisted Minds available with the Cho, for example. And
Yep.
there still is a lot of ways for them to invade the jungle.
I've been waiting for too
Oh,
long.
that's the carry ban for Twisted Minds. Maybe Harith, 5th ban.
Okay.
What are you going to be left with for...
Moskov.
Yeah,
Yeah, putting, like, what do you put? The gold lane there.
Moskov, actually. Really have no choice here if you're AP Bren. Maybe Granger, if you... At least it has that synergy with the Kalea. So if you're AP Bren, do you ban Cho or Khalid? I think Khalid is definitely a ban here for AP Bren. Because those are invade heroes. But then, if you're Twisted Minds, you still have access to the glue. That can count as an invading hero, actually. You know what? Maybe the glue is the better ban here for AP Bren.
Oh, no. Find out what they end up going
They
with
can put
here.
it on KL, though. They can not ban it and then pick it red 4
Aja.
if it's that bad.
Oh no.
Speaking of bad, the ultimate suppress.
Yep.
There's Harith.
Oh, narrowing down the gold lane even more.
You get the glue now if you're AP Bren. Even when there is, free stacks that you give,
Yeah.
I think that it's gonna be brutal to give the glue to Twisted Minds because they can go for glue Khalid. And that would
not be
very, very scary.
Glue
Especially for a
Khalid
Fanny,
sounds
yeah.
painful.
Oh,
Yeah.
so much.
Glue Khalid. And that will
not be
very, very scary.
Glue
Especially for a
Khalid
Fanny,
sounds
yeah.
painful.
Oh,
Yeah.
so much.
Get the glue now if you're AP Bren. Even when there is, free stacks that you give,
Yeah.
I think that it's gonna be brutal to give the glue to Twisted Minds because they can go for glue Khalid. And that will
not be
very, very scary.
Glue
Especially for a
Khalid
Fanny,
sounds
yeah.
painful.
Oh,
Yeah.
so much.
I think that it's gonna be brutal to give the glue to Twisted Minds because they can go for glue Khalid. And that will
not be
very, very scary.
Glue
Especially for a
Khalid
Fanny,
sounds
yeah.
painful.
Oh,
Yeah.
so much.
Don't really quite get it. And here it is, with the Leo Mort against the Fredrin, with a team that's playing.
Okay, I think a big part of this though too is to see how James Panks himself handles this. Again, the Fanny has struggled so far, being picked up here with a scale. Yeah.
To find answers for the Fanny.
Yeah. Cho, for example. And
Yep.
there still is a lot of ways for them to invade the jungle.
I've been waiting for too long.
That's the carry ban for Twisted Minds. Maybe Harith, 5th ban.
Okay.
What are you going to be left with for...
Moskov.
Yeah, putting like, what do you put? The gold lane there.
Moskov, actually. Really have no choice here if you're AP Bren. Maybe Granger, if you... At least it has that synergy with the Kalea. So if you're AP Bren, do you ban Cho or Khalid? I think Khalid is definitely a ban here for AP Bren. Because those are invade heroes. But then, if you're Twisted Minds, you still have access to the glue. That can count as an invading hero, actually. You know what? Maybe the glue is the better ban here for AP Bren.
Oh no. Find out what they end up going
They
with
can put
here.
it on KL though. They can not ban it and then pick it red 4
Aja.
if it's that bad.
Oh no.
Speaking of bad, the ultimate suppress.
Yep.
There's Harith.
Oh, narrowing down the gold lane even more.
You get the glue now if you're AP Bren. Even when there is, free stacks that you give,
Yeah.
I think that it's gonna be brutal to give the glue to Twisted Minds because they can go for glue Khalid. And that will
not be
very, very scary.
Glue
Especially for a
Khalid
Fanny,
sounds
yeah.
painful.
Oh,
I want to see more from Kel VJ. Like, I want to see a catch hero, but just on the surface level, just thinking about like the face value of all of these heroes together, I'm favoring the red side.
okay. I think a big part of this though too is to see how James Panks himself handles this. Again, the Fanny has struggled so far, being picked up here in the first couple weeks of the season, and you have to have a certain type of composition and also just the teammates to set this up for you to allow you to get to that point where you're able to scale up really well, really quickly for James Panks and then pop off later on. So we'll see how that's all played out here throughout this game.
Looks like a deadlock duel in mid. Like there's enough sustain and damage output from both duos. Top lane seems to be equal as well. MP the King bumps into Nova. Shizo obliges, deals a lot of damage, putting MP down to a fifth of his health.
I wonder if Nova is still going to show himself there. He knows he's low. He knows MP's low. So yeah, he's going to jump in.
Oh wow, he's the one who gets invaded. Space escape into it, right to the face, forcing Nova to flicker out. Owl gets the kill, but Owl is deep into this fight, gets punished by Aqua. James going from wall to wall, slipping back and forth and can't get the kill just yet.
Wow. Okay, so for sure that looked like a really good play coming out from MP the King. But APBR with that kind of maneuver, what they achieved was giving James Panks a kill, giving him one jungle invasion, denying one card from Owl. Might even have been two cards actually. And although it was a 1-1, it felt like MP the King came out great in the end. APBR has won the first 2 minutes of the game.
Yeah, we'll see how the first turtle plays out then. Nova, not level 4 just yet, but working his way up there. They're going to have to grab the buffs here. James Panks getting his purple. And Owl will have to, play a little bit of catch up, but he did garner himself a kill earlier on. You can see he's not too far behind in terms of against Shizu, but right now we'll see how if they even want to go for objectives right now, as both junglers also just need to go ahead and secure the buffs.
Wow, that was a great maneuver from APBR, honestly. And the way that they picked up and played with Nova, playing anti-invade, right? Imagine there is that Harley that can actually go to the Lizard. He just put himself in front of this MP the King Harley. And with the first skill, the passive being procced, you have enough sustain. You can actually disposition MP the King in that scenario. So I really like how APBR is playing the first few minutes of this game.
They're doing it again. As soon as APBR nice catch on Aqua. Deadly magics. Can he survive? I don't really know. MP, nice pickoff. As I was saying. Oh wait, down bottom. All right, they're fine. They're just farm dueling. So up top in the turtle. That's a man advantage for Twisted Minds.
For sure.
So they should be able to get this. Lanzu obliges, jumping on the kill. James jumping up, back and forth. Nova thinks twice about it.
Wow.
Looking for the Tsunami Slam. Does not get it. MP's not so sure. I don't think he wants this.
Yeah, even with the numbers advantage, they can't fight for the space around the turtle. They might.
Oh no! Woo! That's KLVJ with the consecration, not able to save him. In comes the rest of them. AOG point blank. Plus the beauty of the Phoenix double kill. James does find MP, but Lanzu punishes. Big trade for Twisted.
They got boxed in, and Twisted Minds have played that so well. It looked like it was already APBR controlling the turtle, but Twisted Minds, by inviting the members of APBR to commit, they have taken out KLVJ because of that. You would not think that Twisted Minds will actually commit to a Uranus, especially early into the game where it's very tanky. But they have punished APBR by inviting them into their own box.
Yeah, so the losing factor here for Twisted right now is Owl, man. Not only did he have trouble earlier on in the beginning of the game, even though he got a kill, but now the turret is gone. After that Purify was used, they dealt with, let's take out the objective at least. They knew they were going to go ahead and trade in for a turtle. So objective trading across the map. We'll see how Owl kind of adjusts from here and then goes forward.
That was the first turtle, by the way.
Yeah.
It happened at 4.5 minutes. So this match is protracted. APBR's amazing start was counteracted by Twisted Mind's sound fundamentals. This whole greed is going to bite him in the butt. I hate to say it, but did it bite him in the butt at 4.5 minutes?
Yep. Look at the difference there. Now the gold lane. You got almost 700, 800 gold difference. That's the way Shizu was able to play that. And this is, one of the things about an Obsidia is being able to set it up so that this hero can just kind of pop off like we've seen later on. It just kind of happens, with Obsidia, especially when you get those stacks.
Nova threatening Owl, but another Tsunami Slam. Is this another matchup that Claude just loses?
Yeah.
Claude just really...
But he's still picked all the time.
Yeah, because he has that power spike. It's clear. But yeah, here for the first 7-8 minutes, Obsidian just wins.
Obsidian just wins, and then you call Nova in your side of the jungle, your side of the map, I mean. And eventually, you are able to set up for a lot of farm onto that Obsidia. You can see that, yeah, again, this time Al, he did die once.
Uh-oh! Cal gets hit by the final slash. In comes Shizo. Fury the Phoenix. Gives him vision. All right, there's enough space for you. MP gets that push.
Yeah, I think they just wanted to see if they could get something. Turret goes down, so that's for Twisted. But again, this is the Flying Cloud map as well,
Yeah.
so pretty quick reinforcements to where they need to be, depending on how they play that. So right now, this is Owl's time to play a little catch-up. They might try to get that turret down bot, but they could end up just trading here once again.
Yeah. Wow, did you see how much they juggled for the cannon minion? Okay, AP Bren.
They tried.
They tried. I was, you know, if that cannon had maybe half an HP left, that would have been a push.
Yeah, but I guess they were going to take the trade anyways. Turret for a turret once more. This is the second turret, the last one going to Twisted Minds. As KLVJ tried, James Banks was too busy taking care of business down bottom.
Oh, I think it's set up.
Tsunami Slam! Hazard by an AOG to Fury the Phoenix. Lancer taking a lot of damage. They're looking for Aqua. James Banks at half health. KLVJ putting up a meat shield to protect the rest of AP Bren as Kaloy takes a few hits from Shizo. Kaloy heals up with a little bit of that regen, the passive, the jump in, they back out.
Back out. A whole lot just happened there, but no one died. A little bit of battle spells used, obviously.
Lansu with a vengeance and a final slash. No one home. It's a mix-up of a backing off and backing out. Back out.
That back.
That was actually so much. There's so much promise. You can see from Lancer with that final slash, but AP Bren was just also prepared for it. The fact that nobody died in there would mean that Twisted Minds will have a little bit of an advantage, especially because Al is playing catch up into the bottom lane. Still a lot of gold that he needs to get.
He's one band down.
Yep. The fact though that remains is that James Banks is unable to really take off with this Fanny. Fortunately for him, there he is only one death with this Fanny. That means that he is able to farm, but we aren't really seeing any impact at all. Maybe the only thing that really is working well for James Banks is that he is not denied of his own purple buff. So at least there is some comfort and some threat for this Fanny, but there's still really just nothing that you see from this Fanny from James Banks. And I would say that that is important because typically when you see the Fanny, it rises in the early game.
Yeah, and then you kind of taper off a little bit towards the late game, but even so, he's got the two items where he's still kind of a threat, right? He's got the Blade and he's got the Malefic Roar. So even if he kind of waits for his timing to enter the fights, especially when we get to the Lords, there is potential for him to just do enough damage and then to allow your Obsidia to go off. And that could be by vice versa. Aqua as well on this Valentina, depending on what ultimate he decides to take, could be crucial because we have seen it before. Valentina taking a final slash, for example, could end up taking the Avatar of the Guardian from the Gatakancha, or yes, just the Fury of the Phoenix even. So there's a couple things that Aqua could.
Flicker final slash finds Aqua, did not get to respond.
Aqua can't do anything if he's dead.
Wow.
That's the Fury and final slash combo.
I'm going back. Go back to what Wolf said. Just don't die, man.
Just don't die. But I think that this is Lansu just understanding that the weak link for AP Bren is the mid lane.
Oh, Lord, a quarter of the health right now. They're going to commit to this. They get a revitalize out. Kaloy just playing up front. He's fine. Lord secured now for Twisted.
Non-starter for AP Bren there.
Whew. They have tried to take out Aqua 3 times. I'm talking about Twisted Minds, and they were successful 2 out of the 3 times in the mid lane. When the EXP lane is secure already because that's a Uranus, and of course the gold laner is being backed up by Nova, Twisted Minds have found an opening. It happens to be in the mid lane where Aqua was.
Another final slash forcing KLVJ. The consecration, get on out of there. MP the King and Owl have fallen. This is going sideways for Twisted Minds. James Banks finds him.
Oh,
that's 2 down. Why is Twisted Minds still fighting this? Nova with the passive. Lanzu falls. That's 3 down. Not enough damage. Fury the Phoenix.
Exact.
And it comes from the backline. Jimmy James. And it's just Kaloy left. Slipping. Jimmy is online.
What does happen? What? I mean, I think they just got themselves in the foot off that one.
And you know, Nova was able to get into the backlines. Here's the thing. Twisted Minds went in for the KLVJ play, and it's not as instant as they did during the Aqua pickoff. And what happened was Nova was able to pop the stun actually from long distance. It's almost like a very athletic, an Olympic level kind of jumper coming up from Nova.
Max range.
Utilizing with the flicker and the second skill. Maximum range. And because of that, there wasn't any additional damage after MP the King utilized the Deadly Magic onto KLVJ. And then now Aqua deals the damage. Onto the backlines, though, we did not see it. James Pax was able to find Owl, who is still trying to farm into the jungle, and that is definitely a bonus for AP Bren. And because of that, the chain of events, the Gatot Catcher was far too late. Aqua already dealt the damage on to MP, the King. It was disaster from then on, because after the Fury of the Phoenix and the Deadly Magic, there wasn't any damage because Owl wasn't in that scenario. AP Bren has found a great opening. It was because of Nova with that highly athletic jump coming out from this Kalea.
I think disaster's even understatement because it looked like Twisted Minds after the massive sequence by AP Bren. Again, the opportunistic senses of these players. It's like they made like 3 or 4 wrong decisions next to each other.
Like we're already here.
They
so.
stayed. They could have just said, "Oh, we're out of here. Let's get back." No, maybe we can deal with it. Maybe we can fight.
Yeah, that's one of those things where you're like, I've already made the travel. I might as well. You know, like I'm here.
I'm in too deep.
I'm in too deep at this point. And,
I'm in the sauce.
You know, so they're going to lose a whole lot off of this. Off of that mistake, choosing to fight that. And they lost multiple tier 2 turrets. The Lord pretty much resulted into nothing. It was negative for Twisted. And AP Bren bought themselves a whole lot now to go ahead and swing in their favor. And as they continue to go ahead and farm up where they need to, I mean, James Panks especially, you know, like Wolf mentioned, he was able to just kind of make a line right to the back line and pop off in the back and put enough of a threat. Owl is now at a threat, even though he's been working on getting that Trinity. I mean, think how delayed that Trinity is for a Claude at 12.5 minutes in. And now the Lord is up, so let's see how they play this one. I'm not sure if they're going to attempt that again for Lansu to start things up. I mean, you can see it here as they pull out this Lord, trying to get into position.
Tricky scenario. Now you have to look for where Nova is, and of course where Lansu is. This time the Goldaners will be activated. It's going to be a full 5v5. These Lordens might be very long. As long as Twisted Minds are not able to go for the pickoffs, there will be a lot of resets in here. And also, you have to answer the side lane pushes that James Panks is able to do. Fortunately for Twisted Minds, they have secured their bot. Their bottom lane is okay for now.
Yep, they might even lose that tier 2, but for the price of the Lord, I think Twisted Minds should try and get that trade.
Oh, Kalea.
Good matchup on Kiel. Nova and James Panks holding this rogue brush to the left. No one's checking it. Sean's still holding on to the Fury of the Phoenix. Is he using it for the fight?
For the conceal.
Oh no, MP at half health. Pop by James! He gets him. That's a man down. Twisted Minds did not see that coming. Fury of the Phoenix. They find Nova. One more final slash coming through. Blazing duet from Owl. Can they take down Aqua? The answer is yes. Sean finds him. And now the BMI back on the kill VJ. James Panks, they're juggling him. They're juggling him. And it's Lansu on him right now. Owl as well, compromising Shizo. He can't fight 3. He can't fight 4. Down goes Sean.
Then should we go for the Lord?
Kiel. And there's a big Lord steal by Owl. And now Kiel gonna be next. Lansu sacrificed himself for the better of his team. Twisted Minds, a Pyrrhic victory in the Lord pit.
That was a little messy, but ultimately Twisted ends up with the Lord. What happened in that fight?
So many good things happened for AP Brent, but also so many bad things happened for themselves. They went in for the conceal play, and they have found that kill onto the MP, the King, Harley. Great play coming up from James Pax, and of course, KLVJ was the one who spotted that out. He was the spotter, and he reported to his team. They have eliminated MP, the King. Now, during the team fight, it was a good push and pull coming up from both Twisted Minds and AP Bren. Good tug of war. In fact, the Twisted Minds and AP Bren were able to successfully do. But when James Pax went for the Lord, it just so happens that the knockup was ready.
AOG plus the Fury on the Shizo, and Shizo gets taken down just like that. The push continues. Turret number 2 in mid goes down. Lord crashes into that inhibitor. There's still a minion wave. Alongside it, Owl wailing away. Owl still holding on the blazing duet. Owl looking for it at the back line. Goes for it, and the Lord is still up. 3 defenders from AP Bren. Down goes Owl. James takes care of business. Kiel taken down by MP, and it's just Jimmy. Can Jimmy defend?
Man with a million moves. Does he have a million cables? else.
James Panks out of the base, looking to cut that wave. Mid lane has been penetrated. Bottom gonna be up next.
They're just gonna go for the turret here. The best they can do is clear this out unless James Banks stops them.
Final
he
slash,
dodges it.
misses by an inch. Deadly magic's on him.
He's alive.
Jimmy's fine.
Oh, wow. James Banks. What a phenomenal Fanny player. There's so much that he was able to achieve. So many moves that we've seen from him. And actually defended for Twisted Minds. He came out alive in the end. And he kept his turret into the bottom lane intact. He is playing so well in the past few minutes, but there was just one unfortunate thing that happened for him when he was knocked up by the Lord. He would have taken that Lord for himself, but he lost so much tempo. And we can see through the replay how they were able to defend. This is one of my favorite combos ever. Zetian and Gatot, the avatar of the Phoenix. You will definitely get a lockdown, and there's a great synergy between the two heroes that we've seen from Sean as well as Kaloy. And look at this defense. Come on, man. James Banks.
This is insane.
This is insane. The way that he also dodged the stuns. Lancey is trying to play 3D chess with him. But James Banks is playing 4D chess already.
9 out of 10 times, that game should have ended.
For sure.
That's what I'm saying. That defense alone that they were able to do, and James Banks especially carrying into that. If it wins them this game, phenomenal that he's able to pull that off because of just how bad of a start that team fight was, because of the fact that, like you mentioned, the fury of the Guardian,
The
fury,
Avatar of the Phoenix.
Avatar of the Phoenix, AOP, Fury of the Guardian. You know what? Both work.
Both
Fury of
work.
the Guardian. That
It's
also
so
sounds...
good.
The Fog.
Fury of the Guardian.
The fog.
It's
I love
such a
that,
deadly
actually.
combo, though.
Yep.
And it just so
Gatot.
happened that it was Shizu that got caught.
Yep. Gatotian. Or... Yeah, Gatotian, actually.
Gatotian. That combo right there. Now this Lord's up. Twisted in position.
Don't start.
Don't start.
Look at the same thing here, guys.
Nova with the backstop play with the conceal.
Oh,
Conceal
this
again.
is light-like maneuvers.
That's right.
Yep.
This is how that M7 World Championship was won. From maneuvers from this angle. The
That's
Twisted
right.
Minds, no, again, Sean is holding on for the fog, the AOP. So he can't just pull the trigger here to expose where Nova is. Oh, he's crossing over,
Maneuvers.
Like a shinobi. There it is!
They're blitzing it.
Fury of the Phoenix, MP secures!
Maneuvers!
In comes Nova, flickering to reposition. Where'd he go? Who'd he find? Final flash already! Owl! Takes down one, Nova gets his immortality pop! Now Lansu pushing around, they're circling around Owl, protecting him, twisting. The engagement as Kaloy gets trapped between 3 members of AP
Kaloy.
Bread. Kaloy's
He's still alive.
Kaloy gets taken down.
Man, Kaloy bought a lot of time there. He was zoning out Shizu, but ultimately they got themselves another Lord for Twisted.
Yeah. And as much as Kaloy's plans were really good, you always have to take note that the Fury of the Phoenix reveals all their plans. Still, they managed to get MP the King. He was able to snag MP the King. Now up top, they want to go for this play. Lansu. Oh, that's difficult.
Whoa! Final slash, brushing James Banks out, gets out the old-fashioned way.
Yeah, but they did stop the teleport in the more time that they are able to buy. There is still the Avatar of the Phoenix that will be available soon. They just have to wait for it.
It's not in time for the Lord push.
Yeah,
so I
Kaloy's
think
not up.
we see another one.
Yeah.
We might, yeah, because I don't think they can even get a base turret. I don't even think they're going to get the bottom base turret down just because they can't pressure themselves into this space and get a little crazy and then end up turning it all over to AP Bren. Right now, their defense is actually pretty good as well. So Nova will hold them up. Even Kaloya is up. We'll see if they decide to use that combo we've been talking about here, unless they decide to force a fight. Aqua takes the Fury of the Phoenix himself.
Oh,
Kill VJ.
There it is, Fury of the Phoenix responding to that Tsunami Slam. Final slash on. Gets taken down. Yeah, blazing the web by all. Taken down to Nova. And Aqua have fallen. James Banks getting chased down by MP. MP
No
versus
energy.
James. James picks up that immortality.
Oh,
that is a predictive.
Whoa!
And James gets a sidestep. Not today, MP, not today.
Oh, and he stays alive with the immortality too, so he didn't trigger it. He still has it. They can still defend.
Final slash on to KLVJ. KLVJ gets bursted down here. Consecration won't save him. Bottom lane getting pushed in by Owl.
what the stun.
They're inside the base. They're on it. Shizo firing away at these 4 members of Twisted Minds.
can they
James Banks
clear?
clearing the waves. Almost gets popped by Owl. Owl still
so
alive.
risky.
They're trading. Shizo with the flicker back.
Oh,
And
that's
from
so-
James. But the base is exposed. Twisted Minds with a sweep.
Final slash to end it. He timed it well. He was fishing for the Fanny for the entirety of the game. But during that last moment, he was able to secure it. Perfectly timed final slash as the finale for game number 2.
What's that saying? It's not how many casts you throw out, it's how many fish you catch, or something like that. What a game! What a final slash!
The Admiral went far, and he caught a sweep.
He caught a sweep.
He was
2-0.
fishing.
He was
Impressive.
fishing.
Oh,
Aye,
man.
aye, Captain.
I got. You remember? You got to think how many final slashes he wasn't able to catch.
That's right.
The Fanny.
But during that last moment, he timed it perfectly well. I think he utilized those minion waves as a bait. And not only did he catch the fan, he also caught the Obsidia.
Yeah, I caught both.
So yeah, Lansu was just way too good. And that stun as well, they were able to connect. There's so many good things. And I think the Admiral Lansu is the MVP of that game.
You do played the AP brand though. Again, some slivers of hope. You know, episodes of brilliance here and there.
Yeah,
This
good
one.
attempt.
Look at that athletic jump coming up from Nova. From one end to the other. It's like
Yeah, see, look. So here they still decide, maybe we can fight.
Yeah, like,
oh, maybe
should
we
we fight?
shouldn't.
No
Yeah.
back, no back, no fight, fight. And then they're like, oh no.
Yeah.
And then this is where James Banks gets to go to the back line too.
That's
Boom,
right.
everyone's for the taking.
See? Like, what if 5 seconds earlier they decided, yeah, this is not worth it?
Yeah.
That's right. I want to see the Zep Gatot, the FOG later on that actually won the game.
The FOG, the
Fury of the Guardian.
the
I think
Fury
it
of the
depends.
Gatot.
I think it depends on what comes first, you know? Like,
Yeah.
if the Fury starts,
Right.
Because he
then
actually
it's the fog.
jumped. He was mid-air
That's right.
Then
when it dropped.
Then that's the AOP.
yeah.
That's,
Yeah.
that's actually my combo because what you do is you guarantee the Guardian connecting.
Well,
Look at that.
we're going to have to go ahead and throw it over on stage for our winning interview with Twisted Minds. Let's see what they have to say.
And with a great start this Super Fan Saturday, it's a sweep for Twisted Minds! Welcome back to the winning column for Twisted Minds. Like you said, 2-0 to start our day 2 of week 3. Tanungin ko na agad ang ating team captain Lansu. Natalo kayo ng Aurora week 2, no? Kung babalikan, but you guys are back to the winning column. Ano yung mga kinailangan yung i-address these past few days para makuha itong panalo nyo?
Siguro po nag-adjust po kami sa may inassign po kasi kaming team leader eh. Parang ako po yun, parang nag-step up na po talaga, step up po talaga. Yun lang po.
Pero today, saan kayo pinaka na-challenge with this match?
Wala po eh.
Wala. Hindi ka na-challenge.
Hindi ko po alam.
Hindi niya alam. Parang hindi pa rin siya makapaniwala with this win. Pero Lansu, gusto ko lang din ihabol sa tanong, no? Kasi medyo nahirapan din kayo. Meron kayo naging struggles in the first few weeks. So masasabi mo ba na itong panalo nyo ngayon ay magpapabulaan or hindi totoo yung sophomore slump na sinasabi nila?
Madami rin po kasi nangyari yung nakaraan eh. And ngayon, goods na po.
Goods na po. Okay. Halata sa smile ni Lansu. Nag-goods na sila.
malaki yung ngiti, oo.
Oo, pero ngayon gusto ko rin tanungin si MP, the King. MP, ikaw ulit. Oh, kasi kanina nakita namin nung game 2, inabangan talaga ni James Panks yung Harley mo. Kinabahan ka ba during that moment? Kasi maglo-lord na kayo nun eh.
Hindi po. Nagtiwala lang ako sa sarili ko.
Nagtiwala ka sa sarili and successfully ay na-push nyo rin naman hanggang dulo na kayo ang manalo.
Ako naman, a question for Kaloy. Kaloy.
Kaloy, kayo yung unang nagbigay ng talo sa Marcel ni Nova. Baka naman pwede mo kaming bigyan ng insights, no? Ano yung mga tips para doon sa pagkatalo na yon? Paano nyo yun ginawa?
Siguro po, heads up lang po, kahit struggle lang po yung mga teams, ganun.
Talagang kailangan nilang bumawi sa mga ganong klase ng moments. Pero ngayon, gusto ko rin tanungin si Sean. Sean, nakita ko may buff ka doon kanina. Pero anyway, yung sunod yung laban, familiar yung makakatapat mo, and that is Haji, your former teammate. And ano ba ang masasabi mo sa performance niya ngayon with Team Falcons?
Sobrang laki ng in-improve ng Falcons since nung pumasok si Haji. Kaya feel ko, di naman sa upgrade, pero parang nag-fit siya ng sobra sa Falcons.
Parang missing piece talaga siya ng Falcons. And if he's watching right now, ano ang mensahe mo kay Haji?
good luck na sa bukas. Galingan mo kasi gagalingan ko.
Gagalingan niya daw. That's the attitude that we're looking for sa ating mga players. But for now,
Ngayon, nasilip tayo sa screen. Sino kaya ang MVP natin for this match?
who do you think it is? That is you, Lansu! Lansu, lumalaki na ng lumalaki ngayon ang The Minds. Ano ba ang mensahe mo sa lahat ng sumusuporta sa inyo?
Salamat po sa mga sumuporta. Di po namin kayo bibigoin.
Okay, halatang-halata kay Lansu, marami siyang mic na gustong pagsalitaan dahil grateful siya sa lahat ng mga sumusuporta sa kanila. And with that, let's give a round of applause to Twisted Minds!
Thank you so much, Twisted Minds. Congratulations. You may now take your walk of victory.
Magandang pagbabalik para sa Twisted Minds ang ipinakita ng ating mga manlalaro. Medyo kinabahan tayo in that game 2. Pero syempre, titingnan pa natin kung ano mga nangyari doon.
At ngayon, balik muna natin sa casters. Casters, pasok.
And there we go. Great to hear from Twisted Minds again. Congratulations also to Lansu, match MVP, definitely deserving. What an incredible performance from Lansu. And I'm glad, you know, because we highlighted both XP laners before going to the match.
Yeah.
And it's Lansu, the XP laner there for Twisted that gets the MVP. And, of course, the MVP for Game 2.
Wow.
Again, making moves happen with the R-Lock.
How great is it that we were writing about the story of two players, as you mentioned, Naisu, and we also told the viewers that they are the captains. Lansu himself has claimed that and said that they've decided that the in-game leader, not only just the captain, right?
Yep.
An in-game leader, an in-game decision maker, that's going to be the commander of this game, Lansu, and he was definitely in command of this game. And they almost, what I really like about it is that they also identified the weak link into Aqua in the mid lane.
They just bear down on him hard. There's another clip of that.
Yeah.
He runs a tight ship. I like it. Again, with such young talents and you know the hyperactive energy of MP the King, you need a strong leader like Lansu. So I'm glad to see that in their second season.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't wait
Twisted Minds
to...
growing like this.
I like to see them grow. I like to see Twisted play with the meta again. Because remind you guys, before this match, they were 1-3.
Yeah.
So they definitely needed this win in terms of points and everything else, and they end up getting a sweep like this. But I like to see them develop, and I like to see Twisted still test the meta here and there. And even with this, I mean, the way that they played, again, give it up to the fact that you have Owl scraping to catch up in this game. The team essentially was able to go ahead and buy him enough time to get to that point, because you win a lot of these highlights towards the end of the game, you see how deadly the Blazing Duets were again. In some of these fights, and they were really scrappy fights. I mean, if you really look at these, even the base defense, again, hats off to commendable by James Panks, really defending the base here before it all ended in the last defense. But you know, still, I think this was an amazing match, and it could have definitely went to 3 games. It was just twisted. I mean, look at that, 20 right on the dot.
It's another 20-minute game.
Yeah, there was a time, exactly 20 minutes, and with Lansu, if you were paying attention to the timing of the highlights, we saw there was a 15-minute defense coming from James Panks, and then the last was the 19-minute defense coming from James Panks. He did the same maneuver, and it felt like the Admiral Lansu has learned the telemetry of James Panks in the first during the 15-minute defense. And because it's the same, when he saw that the cable was one of the cable was to his left, he decided that, okay, I've seen this play before, and this time I'm gonna catch you. Now I've caught my fish, and James Panks as well as Shizu was caught for the final slash. I think that's great understanding coming out from Lansu, and the way that this game has played out, it was a lot of troubleshooting from Twisted Minds that eventually they were able to overcome.
He saw the trajectory of the bogey.
Of the bogey.
Yep, he intercepted it with radar precision.
Yep.
I mean, I'm sure many of our viewers out there have tried to play an R-Lot against a Fanny, and you know how difficult it is to get that catch off that we're talking about here. And, you know, again, that's why I said commendable to James Panks. Imagine that he bought the team, APBR, in about 4 minutes off of that defense, and it was just unfortunate that they couldn't continue to make that defense into a potential win. But nonetheless, you know, GG's to APBR. Hopefully they can adjust before their next match. I would really like to hear exactly how this sounded, though, because we did mention what we heard over on the interview about, you know, the leadership here that we have. from Lansu, for example. We know how much MP the King likes to talk, and they're definitely going to have some insights for us for our Infinix mic check for this win, for the way that Twisted Minds got this W. They got a sweep against APBR. Let's have a listen.
Balen lang ako. Kaya ako dito. May galaya dyan, Balen! Patay. Merit dyan. Patay. Tara. Lord lang. Patay na. Lord tayo. Wala akong buhat ha. Lagay ka, Loy, pre. Sapak ka lang. Sige, Loy. Sapak ka lang, Loy. Okay na. Lagi kuha natin, Lord, pre. Ay, nalabog yung mid, pre. Nag-win chant yun, Double dash balen. Pansinin niyo, Yura. Stang ko. Nahuli ako. Tingin sa akin. Si Jap, pre, ha. Wait, kalma. Yura. Tatloy. Pita pa sa pani. Nice boy. Stop. Sa pani. Kaya lang. Pre, kaya ba? Pani.
And that's our Infinix mic check. You can really see the excitement when they knew that moment.
On behalf of all the unks and the people who are watching MPL Philippines for the first time, they're saying, tingin sa akin, look at me. How did Twisted Minds do that?
I don't know.
Which one do I look at? How do I do that?
And also, we mentioned that Lance already knew where the Fanny was going. You see that mic check. The moment I saw the cable, he's not seeing the Fanny yet.
Yeah.
He already knows where it will land. That's how, I think Lance just confirmed our theory that he actually understood what happened. 15 minutes, the 15-minute defense was also the same with the 90-minute defense.
That or he's clairvoyant.
Also, that's true.
Either works. We're going to have more matches for you guys after this. We're going to take a quick break before our next match. We'll see you for match 2.
GG, bro! Don't worry. Be only with Smart Power All 99. Hindi bitin with 10 gig data to power your games plus only Facebook or only TikTok. Load now. Foul! You know.
When I take a photo, one eye looks inward.
One eye looks outward.
I was just a tree. Forest. Would things have been different?
Welcome to Mobile Legends! 5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them! All troops deployed!
Time to play!
First blood!
Double down.
An enemy has been slain! 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 Double kill! Ally has triple kill! Shut down!
You will be punished if you've done something wrong.
You have slain an enemy! An ally has been slain. An ally has been slain.
Don't
You
fool me.
have slain an enemy. Ally has been You have been slain.
Is this the end?
Our turret is under attack. Our turret has been destroyed.
Stay happy, everybody. You are lucky to have Nana by your side.
An enemy has been slain. An enemy has been slain. Double kill.
You will
Slain an enemy.
Nana didn't mean to hurt anybody.
Ally has been slain. Our inhibitor turret is under attack. Our turret has been destroyed.
You will be punished if you've done it down.
An ally has been slain. Our base is under attack.
Don't bully me.
An enemy has been slain. An ally has been slain. Enemy double kill. Enemy triple kill.
Helena.
An enemy has been slain. Our base is under attack. Enemy maniac.
Defeat.
Cameras normally don't talk, but should you be so
My will burns like what?
care to guess?
When the shutter snaps,
Who was the artist?
and who is the subject? Curious about what I'm looking...
Please ban a hero. Your team is banning. The enemy is picking.
For honor!
Your team is picking.
Peace shall reign
The
in the
enemy
world.
is picking.
I am the moonlight that breaks through the darkness.
Light me up and watch the world
Your team
burn!
is picking.
Hoot hoot! Horology is my craft. Diggy is my name.
The Immortal One chose me to vanquish
The
the
enemy
shadows
is picking.
that plague this world.
So, who's next?
Rise, flames, rise!
Your team is picking.
They call me a hero because I saved my nation from falling apart.
Mobile Legends! 5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them! All troops deployed! To harmonize! Request backup! Okay! No disturbance allowed. Yeah. It's never too late. Launch attack! Backup! Enemy battle spell on CD. First blood. Great play. Open your eyes. An ally has been double killed. An enemy has been slain. You have been slain. Hatred. Thank you. Enemy battle spell on CD. Correct the wrongs. Thank you. Let me clear the way. Initiate retreat. Solo kill. Let me clear the wave. Enemy invading jungle. Yeah. Enemy reach level 4. Peace and harmony can't be denied. An enemy has been slain. Gather at the turtle. Enemy reach level 4. Killing spree. Millions of allies slain the turtle. An enemy has been slain. Superb healing. I lend my aid. Great play. Mortal soil. You have slain an enemy. Shit. For peace. Request backup. Ally has been slain. The mortal soil holds too many secrets. Too many. Killing spree. Superb healing. That was amazing. Fear not. Destroy the turret. A shift of space and time. Ignorant. Shut down. Mortal creation. Time can wait. The enemy has slain the turtle. I lend my aid. For the eternity we share. An enemy has been slain. Yeah. Unstable network.
True harmony
Unstable
lies in
network.
acceptance of differences. There's no grace to seek. Mortals must.
Team destroy the turret. An enemy has been slain.
Superb control.
Great play. Superb AoE. An enemy has been slain. Unstoppable. You destroyed a turret. Your team destroyed a turret.
Ignorant. A shift of space and time.
An enemy has been slain. Your team destroyed a turret. Monster kill. Double kill. Triple kill.
The wrongs.
Gather at the turtle. Gather at the turtle. Understood. Gather at the turtle. Request backup.
Lies in acceptance of differences.
An ally has slain the turtle.
I lend my aid.
Request backup. Legendary.
Fine instrument.
Shut down. Initiate retreat.
The mortal soil holds too many secrets. Too many. Millions of millennia turn into this instant.
An enemy has been slain. Double kill.
A shift of space and time. I heed their call.
Your team destroyed a turret.
has been destroyed.
Peace and
Our turret
harmony
is under
can't
attack.
be denied. Mortal creation.
Follow Lord.
Ally has
Follow
been
Lord.
slain.
Follow Lord.
Fear not.
Request backup.
Peace
Launch
will
attack.
return.
Request backup.
A shift of space and time.
Launch attack.
Superb control.
There's no grace to seek. Mortals must save themselves.
Initiate retreat. Mega kill. Enemy rampage. Enemy killing spree.
Superb AoE.
You have slain an enemy.
For the eternity we share. Patience. I lend my aid.
Initiate killing spree. Shut down. Enemy unstoppable.
Mortal soil is the pillar of Elysium.
Gather at the Lord.
Initiate retreat. Okay.
It's never too
Our
late.
turret is under attack. Our turret has been destroyed. An ally has slain Lord. Our inhibitor
A
turret is
shift
under
of
attack.
space and time. You threat no one.
Shut down.
Fine, lieutenant. Millions of millennia turn into this instant.
We're ahead in
Time can wait.
Request backup.
Follow Lord. Follow Lord.
Your team destroyed the turret. An enemy has been slain.
For the eternity we share.
Your team destroyed a turret.
Fear not. Peace will return.
Great save. Instant kill.
Your team destroyed a turret.
Patience. I lend my aid.
Launch attack.
There's no grace to
Launch
seek.
attack!
Mortals
Request
must
backup! Request backup!
Time can wait. Solo kill! That was amazing! A shift of space and time!
Initiate retreat!
I heed their call.
An ally has been slain. Launch attack! Ready. Shut down! And initiate retreat! Killing spree!
A bright path awaits. Patience.
Request backup!
Mortal soil is the pillar of Elysium.
Retreat from the Lord! Okay. Unstoppable!
I lend my aid. The mortal soil holds too many secrets. Too many.
Attack the Lord!
Gather at the Lord! Peace and harmony can't be denied.
Our turret has been destroyed.
Lord Slayer!
Launch attack!
A shift of space and time! Instant kill!
Our turret is under attack.
Great play!
Do you mean it? Request backup!
I serenity.
Godlike! Request backup!
Superb damage!
Shut down! Double kill! Victory!
Peace shall reign.
ban a hero. Your team is banning. Your team is picking.
Let's make the whole world green
The enemy
and
is
lively.
picking. You should be ashamed for not trusting yourself. Please pick a hero.
3,000 worlds, and not a single worthy foe.
They call me a hero because I saved my nation from falling apart.
I am Freya, the guardian angel of Northern Vale.
I've been waiting for
Your
too
team
long.
is picking.
I am more than a weapon.
Test. Alpha is online.
The enemy is picking.
The ocean is not just our home. It is who we are.
Welcome to Mobile Legends!
5 seconds till the enemy reaches the battlefield. Smash them!
All troops deployed!
ずっと待ったよ、この時を。僕は変化系、気まぐれで嘘つき。